Okay, go for it. We got a training right now. It's training time with Nikki. Da-da-da-da-da. I didn't get a time to make you a personalized introduction.
It's okay. Hope everyone has a good day that's listening to this training. So today we're going to go over how to properly utilize Zoom for any upcoming webinars that we have. So the very first thing is we need to make sure that the Zoom link that is in our school community, when you click it, it's pre-registering all of the attendees. And this is very important because when they pre-register, it's their first and last name that gets pre-registered. And so when it's time for them to get into the Zoom, they'll enter the Zoom with their first and last name, making it easier for all of us to put them on the attendance sheet. And then also, excuse me, as far as the different roles, there are 4 different roles. We have the attendance keeper, the gatekeeper, the link dropper, and the chat monitor.
Okay, let's go ahead and share a screen on that, please.
Hey, you're going to Kimani?
Okay. And then so with the gatekeeper, well, actually, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. First, we need to go. I'll go a little up. Ernest, please.
Yeah,
More up.
hold on a second, too.
Yeah,
Let's
right
make it
there. Perfect.
bigger, too. On the left arrow, click on that so the side document tabs goes away and zoom in a little bit. Or just zoom in. There you go.
All right. So right here we see. Oh, it
I'm just
zoomed back
zooming in
out.
quickly.
All
Okay,
right.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Zoomed in. Thank you. And so with a little more left to the right, so that because that side is cut off.
Okay, like that.
Can you do the
Perfect.
arrow?
There's a scroll bar. Yeah, hit the arrow in the top left corner, bro. Underneath file. Hit the arrow there.
Okay. Just file. Okay, we just oh, there you go. Okay, just
Right there, bro. Yeah.
No.
There.
And then
And
if you need to, there's a scroll bar at the bottom that you can scroll over to the right.
so now we have we should be showing up at least 30 minutes before the webinar. If you want to do an hour before, that's fine, but because Alan will show up an hour before to make sure that the Zoom is working properly and everything. Um, but definitely with us, we should be showing up 30 minutes before. And Alan, the rest of the stuff Alan usually would do, he'll make sure that all the participants are muted upon entry and that the waiting room is on, which he already has those settings already on his Zoom.
Okay,
And
sorry,
then
Nikki, let me interrupt. We need an hour beforehand because almost every event we do has an early bird. So if you're coming 30 minutes in, it will cut into the early bird. No one knows what's going on. It's chaos. So you need to be in the room an hour early because I don't want any of my events to start at 2 o'clock. If that's the time they're scheduled to come in, they need to start like 1:40. The early bird will be 20 to 25 minutes before the actual like door opens. So that's why you got to be there an hour early.
And then with the early bird, they show up 15 minutes before the event, right? That's the early bird special.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now you can scroll down, Ernest.
The Kimberly, you need to change that as well. The very first line, the 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, I'll change that.
And while she's doing that real quick, we want to promote the early bird. Like we try to incentivize people get in the room early for a reason.
Do you want me to add that on too? Or
Yeah, that'd be fine. Sure.
okay.
We want to train people while she's typing. We want to train the viewers to be like, I got to get in the room early because it'll be incentivized somehow. Action takers are money makers.
The early bird gets the worm.
Ah, there we go.
That's true.
Love it. I love it. So good.
Minutes. All right. So now you can scroll down to section 2, the roles. So the different roles that we have are the attendance keeper, gatekeeper, link dropper, and chat monitor. So for the first one, with the attendance taker, the those are the ones who are admitting people. And so when we're admitting people, we have to make sure that we keep them in the waiting room and type their name on the Google Sheets document before we hit the admit button. So that way everyone gets accounted for. We want to make sure we know how many people we have as attendees in every single event. And it also helps to alleviate people getting into the event without us being able to type their name. So it's better to type the name first, and then the rest of us, we all have access to the same sheet. So we can see that this name has been typed and that we can move on to the next person on the waiting list to type that name right below that name. And then also if you do notice that someone ends up inside of the waiting room without any first or last name, maybe they put T or they put user or Zoom, keep those people in the waiting room, and there's an ability for you to be able to write directly to the waiting room, and you can say, hey, the person who's listed as T, can you please state your first and last name so that we can let you into the meeting, and this is for attendance purposes. And you can wait for them to respond, or they might choose to just leave the Zoom because they do not want to share their real name. And so when if they do choose to give you their real name, that is when they do not have the ability to change their name because it's a setting we have in our Zoom. So we must change their names for them. So we can just go in and change their name that's listed, then put them on the sheet, and then you admit that person into the meeting. Um, all right, now you could go to the next one. Who's the gatekeeper? Before I talk about the next one, make sure that you have access to the attendee spreadsheet before the webinar. And so if you don't have access to it, you can talk to Alan and he'll be able to provide you access to the attendance spreadsheet so that you have it before the webinar. Will have access to it before the webinar so that you can be able to type on it without any restrictions. All right. So now you could do gatekeeper. Uh, yep, thank you. So with the person who's the gatekeeper, those are the ones that are muting people. And so if someone gets unmuted, you would go to see who's unmuted and mute them immediately. I think I'm not sure where it is, but we could look and show that part. But there's a part where you could just mute all, so that way you don't have to go through. Because if there's 1,000 people in a webinar, it will be hard for you to go through everyone to see who unmuted themselves. So there's a section where you can actually go to mute all to mute everybody at once, and then that way there will be no distractions during the meeting. And if you see someone being rude or disrespectful, remove them from the meeting so that they don't continue to cause havoc during our wonderful time at the meeting. All right. Next, we have the link dropper. These people are dropping the links that are provided depending on what we're doing in that particular webinar or speaker treasury. We want to highlight the speaker, and so there's links that are going to be on the attendance spreadsheet that you have to drop. It's also going to on this sheet as well that you're looking at. I did put a tab there that says important links, that so you can just copy and then paste them into the chat. And then there's moments when the speaker or Alan will say, please drop a specific link. You'll be able to go there and get whatever link that you need. So yeah, you could show all the rest of them, Ernest. The links cheat sheet. Yeah. So there is our if you click right on your keyboard, it should show the rest of it. The right button on the keyboard. Oh, click the document and then click right.
Yeah, get the top underneath the picture of the document at the top left corner. Get rid of that left arrow again.
There we go.
Um, so yeah, those are the different people. But then you could go back to the other section that we were in, where it said link dropper. Thank you. So now the also got to keep in mind with dropping links. If someone just entered the meeting, they don't know what's happening, so it's good to put the links for them to know who's speaking and can go to the person's Instagram or Facebook or their school community. So just keep that in mind as well, to just constantly keep putting links, because unfortunately when you first join the meeting you don't see any of the previous messages, so they won't see anything at all. So it's good for us to continue to provide the links to any new people coming in. Next, we have the chat monitor. These are people just welcoming people who enter into the Zoom and saying hello to them. Also, answer any questions that anyone may have if they're able to answer. If not, they can say the speaker will be answering these at the end of the event. And they should be saving the questions. On this document, that's actually a tab where you can paste questions that we get. So that way we have them all in one spot. And that, yep, is right there, speaking questions. And then it's also good too because we can have it as a reference when doing future events. And then if someone's having a tech issue saying they can't hear, you can always let them know to leave the meeting and come back so that they can hear the meeting. And then they'll be responsible for changing any names of anyone that needs their name change throughout the meeting. So yep, those are the different roles.
Awesome, thank you. So
You're
what I
welcome.
want that was wonderful, guys. Like, was that not great? That was incredible. Really, really clear. A lot of clarity brought right there. And what I want to emphasize for the most, listen, every one of you are important. Every one of you. What makes us the most money, however, is the person who's the chat monitor who's grabbing all of the questions in the chat so that I can see them during the event. I'll be looking at the spreadsheet. So you're putting the questions in your chat into this spreadsheet for that day, so I can potentially answer those Q&A during the countdown timer. Okay, so when we have our offer stack, our supernova offer, there's a countdown timer that goes for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's when I'm looking at those live questions in the chat that have not been answered yet. I'm saying we got a question and answer right now in the next 15 minutes, blah blah blah, let's go. And then I'm firing away the answers to that. And then the reason why it makes us more money is because obviously it's removing any kind of friction in the one to many situation. And in the next webinar, I'm going to put that into the script so that those questions don't come up again. And so your job is so important if you're a chat monitor. Crazy important. I mean, it's literally the difference between a 6-figure day and a 7-figure day. Like, seriously. So important.
Yeah, I just wanted to add two things. The first thing is, when it comes to admitting people in, I do think everyone who is the support staff for that day should be doing that role, because if we get an influx of people, it will become too much work for one or two people. And then as far as with the questions, the great thing is, if you're on a computer, you can save the chat. So each of us will be able to save the chat and we could just copy and paste the questions as well before the Zoom ends. That's important. So the but during the Zoom, if you notice that, let's say 15 people typed the question at one time and you weren't able to just grab it quickly, you could save the chat and you'll have it for future reference too.
Yeah, you know me, I like me some redundancy all over the place. I like you guys, it probably drives you guys crazy. I don't care. That's how I do business. Because when something is only so, every time I ever save something in one place, it always disappears 100% of the time.
You said
So,
it
yeah,
disappears?
I'll absolutely. I don't know how.
For me, anytime I save something, I always go right back to it and it's right there looking at me and I'm able to just utilize it.
I believe there are gremlins in my computer. I really do. Uh, they especially come out during Christmas. That's when they party really hard. But anyway, yeah, I'm just a fan of triplicate is my goal. Like I want it on the spreadsheet. I want it in the Zoom transcript. I want it over here. I just can't have
Yeah,
another
I
reason why
understand.
another reason why I do that is I have so many documents I tend to forget where I put them. I can put them in a really good place. So if I save it in 3 or 4 places, I got a better opportunity to remember where to put it.
Oh, you just need a better organizational system. If you had a folder that said um, blueprint now, legacy blueprint now, put everything in that one folder on your computer, you will have no more problems moving forward because everything's in that one folder in your computer.
I agree with you, girl.
I got
I
some
love
big ideas.
folders. I have so many folders in my computer and I know where everything is at all times.
Yeah, we got some big ideas in this training right now. Big ideas. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where would I go? I
I
disappeared.
need you to come organize all my stuff on my laptop. It's ridiculous. I got umpteen tabs open. Like, I need to just save it and be done and get it off the top.
Yeah,
Hmm.
100%. So, all right. Also, within the spreadsheet, I would like to maybe even I like me some colors. So on another tab, I want to kind of maybe potentially color coordinate the 4 different types of jobs and down to like even 15-minute increments on who's going to be here when doing what job. So if you know you can only come for 45 minutes as a part of the treasury or a part of the webinar, then we color coordinate that with your name on it. You're going to be doing that role. So we can see at a quick glance that all 4 colors are taken care of for every hour of the event. Okay. And then we might want to have another like 5th. I mean, you already kind of alluded to this, but we may want to have a 5th role where it's just like personal assistant does any job, period, kind of deal. Like we used to call it petty cash when we were in person. Um, the in person meet virtual is so different than in person, so different because you've got a petty cash person, you got runners, you got 100 people in an in person event, same scale that I do online. 100 volunteers, it's crazy. So um, I would just say like a right hand person during the event that if something blows up, they're going to go fix it. That would be like a good. But everyone universally knows all the jobs, but there's like a problem solver basically. Like that would be great. Like that's add a 5th role where it's like, hey, I'm the problem solver on the event. And then when something blows up, like, okay, Jack, problem solver, go, activate. you know. So let's add that role in there in your document.
Okay, I'll add it.
Cool. And
And
so,
Ellen, when is our live event?
okay, we're just doing training right now for all future volunteers at this point. So I'll answer that question in a moment, but is there any other training elements that we need to teach to get everyone on the same path? So once again, you're coming in an hour before the event because early bird opens up 15-20 minutes early before the event. So if it's a 6 p.m. Central Standard Time start time, the doors technically open at 5:40, and there's some kind of a party, a DJ. There's lots of live energy. There's all sorts of like happiness. It's a party. We want confetti flowing. We got noisemakers. Yeah, in a PC kind of way. We don't want to get things wild and unruly. Like everybody keeps their clothes on. Okay, there we go. So basically, that's the early bird. Now, the early bird is incentivized somehow. That changes. Maybe that might change for every webinar. That might change for every speaker treasury. But they might get something that we don't guarantee, but they might get something really, really special for in-event offer. Okay, got to know that. So 20 minutes of the hour beforehand is already like technically like the show doesn't start on time. It starts pre-time. Okay, so pre-time is when the show starts. So you're coming in actually 40 minutes before the actual pre-time. So that's why it's an hour early. Hopefully, I made that super clear. And
Well, I
then
just want
during,
to ask a question. I know you usually do the video, like a little commercial. So when is that happening? That's happening 15 minutes before the actual start time, your commercial?
I do a lot of commercials. So are we talking the sponsor commercials or what?
The ones that usually happen before the actual start of the Zoom. You just play the little video, like,
Oh, so there's the waiting room video.
no, not the waiting room. In the actual Zoom, you usually play something as people are rolling in for the early
Ah,
bird.
got it. Okay, so the early bird videos. Okay. And what was your question about the early bird videos?
How many minutes usually is that video, the early bird video?
Oh, that's a super good question. So smart. So I don't have an answer to that because each event is different. So
Okay.
I may play an entire 20-minute video if that's relevant, and there's no that's the party. Or I might play a 1-minute video, or I may not play any videos. It may just be like we're all live and we're just partying and having a rave. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, it just kind of fluctuates for the need of the event. Great question. And so there will always be though an intro video that ends the early bird. So when your early bird's about to end, it should be about a 2-minute or less countdown. Like everybody, the DJ is going, everybody, we're gonna get started in 10 minutes. This is gonna be the craziest training ever. You know, it's like my perfect webinar training. That's why the intro is so important. So that the DJ, the MC, has to be super high energy and has to be like Mr. Pump Up the Crowd kind of deal. And he's got to do that countdown every minute. And it's got to be very structural. It's got to be like very to the point. So if you are a DJ or you're an MC at one of my future events, you need to know this as part of your training. You are the party. You're the party. You directly impact how much money we make. If you're off and you're too tired, do not be the DJ. We'll have our backup DJ take over.
Yeah, I
If
think
you
the person should be like pre-told that they'll be the DJ, so they have time to figure out what they want to say, what they're gonna do, how long you want them to DJ, because something like that, I think it's best they pre-know at least 2 days in advance, so
oh
they really
absolutely
have time.
yeah, the more the better. Like we may want to add that as another role on there. There's so many
Yeah,
roles.
definitely.
So the DJs, you got notice ahead of time, and we color coordinate that so that way every 15 minutes we know there's a DJ available and a backup DJ available. Because sometimes what will happen is the DJ's computer dies, the DJ's internet goes out. Well, who the heck is DJing then? The
Yeah.
backup
Or they
DJ.
go to the bathroom too. That's the thing. We have to go to the bathroom.
Or you go to the bathroom. Yeah, exactly. Although that should be timed out because you'll know what's happening every 15 minutes. So okay, I got to go to the bathroom. 3:45. That's my time to go to the bathroom because the speaker is talking. So we should know the itinerary down to every 15 minutes. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Sometimes you can't help it. You got to go anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I would say
That's
who's scheduling the time they go to the bathroom.
yeah, really. Especially when there's an explosion that happens. But anyway, also a part of the training document you put together, Nikki is absolutely brilliant, guys. She's freaking brilliant or what? Let's add on there um, team communication channels because we need redundancy in the team communication channels also. So Telegram might be number one because I want to have. I mean, the team chat that's public. We shouldn't be sending any messages to the team through the chat in the Zoom. I've had to do that sometimes because not everyone was in the Telegram. You know what I mean? And then so what we would want to do is like Telegram is number one, backup is WhatsApp, and then backup to that is text messaging each other. Like, because you might fall out of Telegram, you might fall out of WhatsApp, your computer might die, but you can still text message everyone. So what we should do is, well, if you're in America, it's a little harder for overseas, but what we should do is have a text thread as well. I mean, this sounds crazy, but it will help a lot because sometimes I get booted out of a message and then I'm like, oh crap, I can't even send anything in Telegram. I can't send anything in WhatsApp. And I have no other way to communicate with you guys. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna text Accumulate directly. You know. So
What
what we should
about in the Zoom? I know we could private message each other as one big thread in the Zoom itself too. That's an option as well.
That
Like
just
it'll
makes
be,
that makes my head blow up. It really does. I just what we do is because I'm trying to. I just yeah, just I can't even my head around that. It's a great idea, but so I would rather just have everyone. This is a great training. We're figuring it out as we're training. I love it. So let's just have everyone who has a cell phone in America have a group text. So if we need to go into the group text, it's there. We've already like opened it up. That's easy. You can have like 100 people in a group text or whatever. So it's just for staff only.
so other than Telegram, an additional one.
Absolutely. Like it's a backup, third redundant backup.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
At the
Yeah.
last resort.
As an absolute last resort. My computer's dead. I can't get into Telegram on my cell phone. I can't do WhatsApp. All I have is a text message option for some reason. You never know.
And Alan, just so you know, if my Wi-Fi goes out, my phone won't send a text message. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, there are some phones
Wow,
like that. Yeah.
you are totally dead in the water then. Then you have
Oh,
to do smoke signals. Pony Express. You have to do a literal telegram.
give a note to
Or
the
like
bird and let
this.
the bird
Like
go.
this.
And if
Wi-Fi
I do
down.
hear, it's
Well,
not on purpose, okay?
You have to do Morse code, like the Titanic is going down. Anyway, gosh, that's funny. Kimberly's just out. She's just out. Okay, well, hopefully we fix that somehow. All right, cool. So that's just all in the pre part of the event. This is why it's so vital to be on the same page. That's why 40 minutes goes by like that. Because what happens in the 40 minutes, as you all know, doing this before, wait a minute, what job am I doing? Wait a minute, I don't have access to this. I don't have access to that. Oh my gosh. And then the event starts and you don't have access. And then
Well,
we're
we can make
distracted.
sure they have access way before the webinar date. Like, make sure that's programmed into where it's like 2 days before the event. Make sure everyone has access to everything they need. Who is going to be a part of that event?
I love it. How about we do a delivery party for like 10 minutes? Is that too much? Can we do that? What do you think? We all meet for 10 minutes. Do you all have dress rehearsal? No? Is that crazy? That might be a little crazy. I would say if it's a really big event, maybe we do that. If we're expecting like 5,000 people, then maybe we do a dress rehearsal. But anything less than 5K, then this is like Alan. That's too much redundancy. Stop, man. You're going crazy. All right, executive decision made. I'm crazy. We all knew I was crazy before you signed up anyway, so that's all good. That's why we're so successful. I'm crazy. Anyway, okay. So that's pre-event, and like McKimberly said, we want to check in. Let's open that up a little longer. Like, let's open it up to 5 business days early to make sure you have access.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
especially with time zones, different people in a different world, like literally in different countries, let's do up to 5 days. Okay, 5-day check. Does everyone have access? 4-day check until everyone is off the list. Like, okay, everyone's checked that they have it. So that's kind of annoying, but I think that'll be so helpful.
So
Because you
that
always
means we should be doing it now for Wednesday.
bingo. Wowzers. That just happened.
That's starting tomorrow.
Yeah. So 5-day check is today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, we should basically be doing it now. I agree. So all right, this is perfect. So we practice what we preach. So we're gonna put that into play. Might as well knock it out today. Just start today.
Yeah,
So
I think you should give them both. Like for this one, the Zoom meeting, should I transfer it to you so you can give people, like, let people in via their Gmail, so it's not an open document for everybody to see?
I don't understand what you're asking. Say it a different way.
Okay. So I'll say it again. The with this Zoom meeting document, you should make a copy, and then I'm gonna remove access on the one I have, so that way, and then you send it to everyone via Gmail, like you did for the Excel spreadsheet. So it's a more restricted document instead of it being how it is now, where it's open.
I got it. I already made a copy. Yes. So I'll be the one that disseminates it. That's what you're saying. Got
Yes.
it. Yes, I like it. Approved. I'm Ellen Pettit. I approve this message. Okay. Anyway, brilliant. I love it. So, okay. So I'll start the process to get everyone into that document. Perfect. So I need to recopy it because you added a bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. All right. So let me do that now real quick. Okay, cool. Team communications channel. Beautiful. All right, so that's pre-event. And then just to wrap this up really quick here, during event and post-event have not discussed yet. So during event, obviously you are fulfilling your job. It's pretty straightforward. Using the redundant, I'm going to call it communication tree. So we're going to go Telegram first, WhatsApp, then group text. So if you need anything, you fire up the communication tree and make sure that, gosh, we almost need another job that just watches the communication tree. My gosh. But anyway, I don't know. I'll think about that. So, because we don't want any messages getting left behind, So I guess it's kind of on you if you're a volunteer, if you're getting booted out somehow without your own choice. Like I guess it's kind of on you to communicate with us. Any thoughts on that, Kimberly, before I move on real quick?
Oh, you're saying like if someone volunteers that is not a part of our team, how can we communicate with them? Is that your question?
Uh, that's a totally different subject. I think it's really good. What I was saying was I was considering adding another position that just watches the communication tree to make sure no one's left behind. Kind of like if they got booted out, that person is following up. You know what? Who could do that is the fixer-upper guy, Jack. I fix problems guy. We can add that to one of his duties or her duties. Does that make sense? Am I losing you?
Okay.
Okay.
So following up with uh, the issues that people have as part
Yes.
of our team.
Yeah. So let's go back to Jack, the guy who fixes any problem that happens on the fly, the petty cash guy. Do you guys know what I mean by petty cash, real quick, or no?
Yeah, I know petty cash.
Okay. Kimberly, Ernest. Okay. I don't know who's watching this video. So real quick, someone who has a petty cash on the day of the event literally has money to go spend to solve any problem. That's the petty cash guy or girl. Okay. So the equivalent and virtually is if there's any problem happening, they're going to go fix that problem. Same. That's why I keep saying petty cash person. So anyway, so now we're clear on that. The petty cash person is going to make sure that everyone who's signed up working is working. Going to supervise it. So if he notices that the team staff number goes down and someone's dropped out of Zoom for some reason, he's going to activate, or she's going to, we'll just say it's Jack for now. Jack is going to activate the phone tree, like the communication tree. Whoa, I noticed that, Jill, you're not there anymore. Is your internet okay? Because that person's supposed to be solving all the problems, okay? Because what we're doing is that person, Jill, was supposed to be a drop linker, a link dropper, and drop linker? No, link dropper, a link dropper. And then the link dropper is gone. So Jack has to go through the communication tree, activate it, and be like, whoa, where's Jill? Where are you at? And more importantly, Jack has to put somebody else on the fly to take the place of Jill immediately. So that's actually a really active event.
Well, I think to eliminate that is, well, it depends how many people volunteer for actual event, but we can always have 2 people assigned to each thing. Well, other than the admitting people, but the other roles, 2 people. So that way, one goes to the bathroom, the other one's doing it. They're both doing it.
Okay, perfect. That's brilliant. Man, this Project Ops at its best. You're like a sniper, Is she not a sniper? Gosh. Like don't be 1,000 yards away from the accumulate. Like seriously. Okay. she's brilliant. I'm like, gosh. So yeah, let's duplicate. And I love redundancy anyway. It's like you're making me feel like it's COVID all over again. When everyone like didn't like germs, like I don't like germs. But anyway, um, oh my gosh, I'm getting so sidetracked. Okay, I gotta stay on task. One time, guys, I literally wrote the word task on a piece of paper and then I sat on it. Okay, moving around. All right, that was a really bad dad joke. Seriously. Okay, anyway, what the heck was I talking about? Okay, during the event, Jack is going to solve all problems, and um, after the event, and okay, one more thing. If you die somehow during the event, like not actually die, but if you like if you die during the event, let us know.
Just keep the event going. Really?
The only thing that matters is the event, not your life. Anyway,
I just thought of something. The with the recording, do you usually record to the cloud?
I try to record to the cloud as much as possible. However, sometimes Zoom randomly puts it in as not to the cloud.
Oh, because the last event you got booted out, and the recording stopped, and then
Oh,
I hit record immediately, and I think that's why I ended up with that birthday bash file that I gave to you. I think that's why that happened. Because when
oh
I
wow.
noticed the recording stop, I was like, "Oh no, this is terrible." So I hit record, and then you ended up coming back into the call, and I'm like, "Oh, so Alan leaves, and then the recording stops." I didn't even know that was a thing on Zoom, but good to know. And then
Wow.
remember, Kimberly, you asked me, "Is this recording?" And I said, "Yes, I believe so," because I know I had hit it.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Because when I came back, I saw it was recording, so I just thought it always recorded without me. So that's not the case. Interesting.
Mm-mm. So whoever starts the meeting as the host, if they get booted out because of technology issues or internet issues, the recording stops. If it's not in the cloud,
No,
if it's in the cloud, I believe it still will keep going if you record to the cloud.
Crazy. So
issue. If
what
no one else record, then it's you screwed, and a good one.
can more than one person record in Zoom at the same time if they're a co-host or a host? We can only have one host. We'll have to
I don't.
test that. We'll
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't
test
know
that because that would be
because
great.
yeah, I don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Because
Maybe
that
there's
can
just
happen.
But I do want to pre-warn you that I don't have much storage on my computer, so
that's okay. No worries. Yeah, that's all good. And maybe you say maybe we like enable saving to the cloud. Anyway, we'll
yeah.
talk about it offline. But anyway, brilliant. Ernest, make a note of that. We need to figure that out. That the recording backup scenario deal. Maybe it's the fact that Jack should be the host, not me. Like I start the meeting, but I transfer the hostship over to Jack because Jack should never die because he's Jack. He doesn't die. Jack is impossible to kill. He's like Mission Impossible guy.
Uh, Alan, is that boot in your mouth part? The part you always say. The boot in the mouth.
Foot in my mouth. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah.
With the
One
with the
time,
cloud storage, maybe it's your storage is full. Maybe that's why it's not recording to the cloud.
and that can happen. That's a thing. Yes, I know that. That happened while Daryl Hannah was teaching. He ran out of cloud storage,
Oh,
and somebody
okay.
else in the room had to record the rest of the meeting. Yep.
Oh, and I'm still owed a vacation too, Alan. I
My
haven't
wife.
forgotten.
Yeah, I know. We need to fulfill on it. We need to have a vacation party thing. Like literally. Like okay,
And
who wants a
literally,
vacation?
we need to have a live event.
Huh?
We need to have a live event.
Yeah. Well, we need to make it a live event. Is what I'm saying. Okay, this is what I'm trying to get to. Let's move on to post event. Two things happen post event, and let's put this into the document, please, and accumulate.
Okay.
Number one, there's a debrief. Very short and sweet, 10, 20 minutes. Like seriously, it's a long event. We're all tired. But we need to have a debrief after the world ends. Okay. And so probably the best way to do that to make sure that stragglers aren't accidentally getting into our debrief is we just open up a new Zoom link for just staff for debrief.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have a different Zoom link for the debrief. We keep it crazy brief because I don't know about you guys, but I am shot. Like I am really tired after these events. Like it wipes me out. And then so we want to keep that short. But that's like, okay, I know we're all gonna be like, that went amazing. But that's not really what the debrief is for. The brief is like, okay, this is on fire, let's fix it. Okay, bye. I'm going to sleep now. That's what the debrief is. Okay. I mean, maybe we take 1 minute. We're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. But we don't go on for 15 minutes like, oh, that was amazing. Okay, everybody I know was amazing. What do we need to fix? Okay. So the debrief is more focused on, okay, this really went wrong. Note to everybody, not just note to self, but note to everybody. Okay, that was messed up. We don't even need to know how to fix it. We just need to notate, okay, that was wrong. Okay, so that's the debrief. And these debriefs might be as short as 5 minutes if nothing went wrong. Okay, like that's the focus is like what went wrong, what could we have done better, while it's fresh in our head, and that's why we do the debrief. And we don't want to be like negative Nancy's and negative Neds. So I'll probably like end on a good note, but yeah, we need to be able to get that immediate feedback in the debrief. Then number two, which is even more important than the debrief, is the fulfillment party. Biggest thing I learned from Eileen is like, oh my gosh, why am I not doing fulfillment parties? When I gave away all those Xavier, Charles, and Coltons, I could have
Yeah,
just had one
definitely.
freaking. Now, everybody, this event is not over. 48 hours later, you're coming back or you're not getting your stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head a much stronger word that is not kid friendly. Okay, it's like you don't show up to the delivery event, you don't get your stuff. Period. And that's like we can set the tone for that during the webinar. This is how it works, and especially before I go into the offer stack or something like that. And then after I go into the after stack, like during the webinar, like multiple times, hey, this was great. Like this is awesome. Who's like me and you don't want this party to end? Okay, great. Well, it's not going to end. For anyone who invested, there's a delivery party. Like we're literally delivering a baby to you. You got to go to the hospital for a delivery party, right? Otherwise, I mean, you could have your baby on the side of the street. That's not wise. Go to the delivery party, or you don't get what you've invested in. I've not heard anyone be that strong, but that's how we're going to do it. Because I am not going to have an Xavier Colton thing ever happen again. I'm not doing that. We don't have time for this. You know what I mean? This is the problem solved kind of deal. So let's put that into the protocol. That's awesome. I'm super excited. And then as a part of the delivery party, we can answer any question and answers, a Q&A session. And yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And if
Yeah.
they can't make the delivery party, then that's different. Like
They could get the
uh,
replay if they
they
can't
can,
make.
yeah, maybe they get the replay or whatever. Nikima, you got to figure that out. Like if they legitimately are giving birth or somebody is actually dying and they can't make it, you got to figure that out. How are we going to deliver to those people? We want to minimize that stuff. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's best when like as long as we have the payment link be linked to system.io, we have their email. So we can email them right after the event or the day after and say, "Hey, the delivery event is happening 48 hours, whatever date that is at this time, and here's the link to show up." And then once it's over, email everybody the replay. So the people who couldn't make it, they watch the replay, or the people who were there but didn't take enough notes or wanted to refresh their memory will be able to see the replay as well and be like, "Oh, okay, this is what I need to do."
I love it. The only thing I would add on to that is that when we send that replay email out, we give them one more chance for another delivery party.
Okay.
Because maybe we just chose a time that doesn't work for 80% of the people or 10% of the people. It would be more worth it to have a second delivery party for 1 hour than to go chase 15 people. Totally. And then if they haven't made it to either one of those delivery parties, then they're just out. They don't get nothing. Right? We refund their money, maybe? I mean, like,
Well,
you guys.
I wouldn't say that they're out. I mean, we have to. honor that people are all over the world. Right now, people are sleeping somewhere in the world. And so when we choose to have it, it just may not be a good time for whoever. So being able to give that replay really matters and it helps them significantly. And
Okay.
so, and I think also to just encourage them to be able to watch the replay and ask questions if they have any. And we could gather all the questions we get via email, have another event answering everybody's questions. Now everything gets resolved.
And on top of that, we add to our system.io website a delivery party link. Does that make sense, Nikki? So we add
Well,
a whole page besides, like, maybe they lose the email,
oh,
um, you know what I mean? So, like, as
well,
a part of, how would you do it?
I think so. You're saying like a whole new lead capture page for just the delivery event?
No. Okay, let me re-explain. I have an even bigger idea. Okay, I've sold 100 people. Then the first link they get in their email is, there's a pre-recorded delivery party. Click on this link.
Okay, that works.
They can immediately go get whatever they want on
Yeah,
their own schedule.
that works even better.
Yeah. And then we have 2 extra live delivery parties, and then we're done. Like, at that point, like, I don't know how it goes one-on-one at that point. The percentage should drop significantly, I would hope. Right?
You said the percentage drops. I didn't catch that last part.
Yeah, the percentage of people who need attention should drop
Oh yeah,
significantly.
definitely. I mean, that's what people normally do whenever I buy something. Usually, I get the item immediately, and then I get access to watch something about what I've just purchased. Whether it's like in my email, they'll either send me the video directly, or if you want to push them into school and they go into a module, like. But I think it's good that they get something where they're like, oh, okay, this is what I purchased. This is the item, how to use it, and they should get something immediately. That way, it helps them to feel like it was great customer service. Because if I purchase something and I don't hear nothing back at all, I'm thinking, okay, did I just get what happened to my money? It just disappeared. What I purchased, and then
Right.
so it doesn't. It's very important that they get some. Like I think us having a pre-recorded video to provide them as part of the delivery. I think that's even better than having the live event first, because that way they could watch it in the middle of the night. Maybe they're up at 3 a.m. and they can't sleep, and they're like, "Let me look at this thing I purchased yesterday during Alan's event."
And we can call it implementation party at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Then they're even more like, hey, how did Colton work for you? Hey, let's show up at that. And then they're going to show up at the implementation party anyway, even if they didn't get the delivery for some reason. And then what we do is, I love redundancy. So we have system.io party, delivery immediately available, and then also in the classroom, like you said. And the system.io delivery party pushes people to our school community or whatever community you decide is the number one community. Because I'm honestly, guys, I like, just for any future people who are watching this recording, I love school currently, but I'm kind of falling out of love with it. So
Why?
that's a video for another day.
Okay.
Yeah, Alan, you'll know more next week because I really
Yeah.
think ECH will. So you'll know more next week.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the East Stage stuff coming out.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
There's always
And
better pastures other places. So
100%. And I
Well,
don't because honestly,
even
what I want to do, go ahead.
even Kim doesn't use school. Is it school? He uses school. He doesn't use the Steam, or he doesn't use something. So everybody don't have to use everything that DTC does.
Everyone has their own preference. But what I was going to say even more importantly is, why rely on school at all? Why rely on eStage at all? I'm just going to build it myself. A Nobility community that we own, that we control, right? How cool would
yeah,
that be?
yeah. It's all about ownership. It's true. You can't get banned or kicked out of it because it's yours.
Because I made it.
Well, see,
Right.
That's what
that's
I
how
love about having an email
started.
list. Because with an
Yes.
That's
email
why
list,
Big
I
Red
own it.
Ink
Exactly. So it's like having an email list on steroids, basically. I love it, but I need time to do that, so we have to depend on these other companies for now. But that's what's up. That's why I just wanted to make this a evergreen training video. If you have any questions right now, you are brilliant because I think we covered everything. But if you do have any questions, reach out to my team in this room right now and anyone else that they empower in the future, because these people are going to be moving on up in the company. It's just how it is. These people may not even be available for you to talk to, most likely. That's my goal. All right, future casting. Wow, vision, vision, vision. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, anyway, I'm squirrel moment. God bless you all. We'll see you in the next video. And thank you so much. We appreciate your volunteer time. It is definitely appreciated. We see every one of you. You're doing hard work. Listen, one last thing. Whatever you're doing, keep going. Do it now. Pay it now. And make sure that you know, and when you're doing something good, a harvest will come. Keep that in mind. Don't give up before the harvest is there. All right. God bless. Bye bye.